Yo, YouTube, welcome back to the channel. I don't know where to look, at the phone or at the camera. Phone. Okay, but it has been a minute, okay? Well, it's been about 2-3 weeks since my last video, but that is for a good reason. I was waiting on a delivery, and that delivery is, boom, this bad boy right here. The Canon Mark II, I don't know who Mark is. Yeah, I think that's what it's called. Camera, video thing. So we're upgrading our YouTube game. Next clip that you see will be on this. Boom. We are back. We have upgraded. So this is the Canon Mark II. New baby for the channel. This is like my third or fourth time recording this clip because I have a mic for it, but I just can't seem to get it to work. So going to have to run this for a second for this moment. Hopefully the audio is okay. There's me as a 13-year-old. There's me for my graduation. And here is me now. So I'm actually running a bit late. I have to go and get some physio work done. I have to have my first meal also. And we have a big day planned, okay? So we have lots of work. Physio. For those of you that don't know, I have been out of the gym, or I was out of the gym for 3.5 weeks. Deload, devolume, just a load of fatigue accumulated. I'm back now, back training. Training's going great, but I do have a bit of a rotator cuff injury that I am kind of nursing at the moment. So do my best to get in, a physio session at least every 2 weeks, or every kind of 10 days, just to kind of do some deep tissue work in and around there on my traps, on my lats, and on my pecs. And later on this evening, we are also going to be doing a bit of experimenting with what is under here. So that'll be fun. Not my brain, okay? My hair. We're going to do something fun with that later. You'll see later on. But for now, it's going to be a full day of eating. 2,950 calories on a rest day. I'll put the exact calories and macros up on the screen in a bit. And I'm going to show you how to make the best poached eggs in all the land. So we are back in the kitchen for meal number 1. Current time is 10:33. We're going to have meal number 1. This is a bit early. Normally I have my meal number 1 at about 11 or half 11. On rest days, training days, when meal 1 goes in at 10. But for meal number 1, we're going to have 2 eggs. We're going to have 2 Irish bacon medallions. Okay, so if anyone is out there looking to get the leaner option, get medallions rather than rashers. And we're going to have that on 2 slices of Cambridge brown bread, which I'll get now. And we're going to make our very own homemade poached eggs. So the secret to the poached eggs is these bad boys here. You get these, you get your fry light, 1 spray, okay? Spray them. Ooh, get it all over the 2 of them there. Boom, 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 boom. While I'm doing this, I have my boiling water in the pot over here. So put the kettle in there, put it on, put the boiling water in there, and wait until it starts boiling as well, until the bubbles start rising. I'll actually get a top for that now. Give me 2 seconds. Yeah, so that'll go over that. Now, here is how you do it properly. So you crack your egg, and you put the white in first, okay? So egg white, get all the egg white in there first. And then you place the yolk on top. The water is starting to boil, so the bubbles are starting to rise to the top. So what we'll do here is we'll place these in, and just place them nicely in on top, so that they sit perfectly on top. Make sure you get a big pan, okay, or a big pot that will hold the 2 of them, because there's nothing worse than if you put them in a small pot, they start like fighting each other. Oh shite. I'm gonna put this camera down while I do this. There you go. Put that back on top. They'll be done in about 2-3 minutes, so quick. Yeah, there's nothing worse than using a small pot, because then there's not enough space for the 2 of them, and then one of them sinks and goes underneath. So yeah, you learn something new every day. Yo, and just like that, meal one is served. So total daily calories is 506 calories, 33 grams of protein, 14 grams of fat, and 59 grams of carbs. So I'm going to eat this quickly as I'm late for physio, watch a small bit of YouTube, and run down to the physio then and get some deep tissue work done.
No days off, no days off, no days off.
That is meal number one done. I also take my supplements here, so I just have a multivit, fish oil, glucosamine, and a vitamin D. I also take my daily scoop of creatine. I got the flavoured one, tropical, because they were all out of unflavoured, and it's fucking rotten. Ugh. Jesus. It's like one of them Sour Patch candy kids. So yeah, that's it. We are supposed to be at physio in 1 minute, so gotta go. Yeah, to be fair, I should have got a coach way before but I was kind of just like...
You were doing your own thing.
Yeah, and I'm kind of like, oh, sure, I'm a coach. I had that kind of mentality, you know, I was like, sure, I know what to do myself. Best investment ever. Jeez, I'm never going back to having a coach again.
Oh, no, like, because you could be either too easy or too hard on yourself. Like, there's no real ever happy medium, you know.
Well, I think even just the fact that being a coach myself, just learning so much from it, you know what I mean? I was like, I'm not competing this year. Listen, I'm not competing.
2022.
2022 will be 2023.
Yeah. I'm gonna like probably start prep. If I'm competing in August, I'm gonna be probably March.
You probably start, yeah, if you're natural, you're probably looking at 16, longer even.
Yeah.
If enough females as well can be like, what, 20 weeks sometimes?
Yeah.
Especially natural ones.
Agent Schrader, I'd like you to meet Andrew Kaufman of the Adobe Hotel.
Hey, Kai, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Paul Canturna of Canturna Real Estate.
Hey, it's a pleasure. Good to meet you.
And Gustavo Fring of Los Pollos Hermanos.
How many times will they say I'm the smoothest? Truth is I never not moved this way. My trench coat leather, my shoes are suede. Beg you don't step on my pumas, babe. Walked ages in these trainers, but I ain't tripped when they losing faith. You know I've been tested without a question. Why they on net doing Q&A? She say I'm a son of a gun, but really miss me like she shooting strays. It's cool, it's great, but it's more fun when you use your waist. Made in a manner like Kano, where they're able use a moving K. And searching for P's on my P's and Q's, man, step at the queue, you can lose your place. And I seen it, bro, and you see I'm the CEO. Teaching my team how to aim for the head and no waist, on no lead, on no knees and toes.
Yo, so, that's very dark. That is physio done. Deep tissue work with Alexa upstairs in the fitness factory. So for me, I have a bit of a rotator cuff injury that I have been nursing, to be honest, for a few years, and it just kind of kicked up and kind of got worse there the last kind of few weeks. So really just looking to get it sorted now. You know, better late than never. And I think we kind of found the kind of root of the issue. We think it's my tight pec, which is really kind of causing it. My left pec is really, really tight. So hopefully now we can kind of sort that out. Next, I also did some mobility work, which we will see after, so I'll leave that in there. That's just a few exercises that she gave me to strengthen up. So there's one or two things I didn't get to do because I didn't have my bands with me, because they're in my gym bag, which I forgot. But yeah, that's going to be my rest day routine from now on. I'm going to do mobility and strength work for my shoulder slash pec, and also going to get deep tissue work every 10 days to 2 weeks, because you know you have to look after yourself as well. So yeah, going to go on home, going to stop in the town, hopefully get a battery for that bloody mic that I didn't realise doesn't have a battery in it, and then hopefully the next clip you hear will have some decent audio, and I will show you meal number dos. So yeah, see you in a bit. So here we have meal number dos, which is going to be 1 bagel tin, 100 grams of sweet chili chicken. We have 90 grams of oats, 50 grams of raspberries, and 2 squares of dark chocolate, which is going to take the total macros and calories to 728 calories, 44.3 grams of protein, 19.3 grams of fat, and 92.3 grams of carbs. So it is 3 p.m. I would prefer to have had this meal in about an hour ago, but I got caught up. I was running some errands and I had to get the mic, which I have on now for this camera, which this is my second time recording this clip because I forgot to turn it on the first time. done. But yeah, going in now, eating this, watching some YouTube. I'm also, should say, I'm in between about 5 to 6 litres of water a day, and that's kind of baseline water for me. And yeah, going to enjoy this now. What I also do at this time during my second meal of the day is I plan out my meals for the day. So yeah, I follow If It Fits Your Macros, but I don't know what I'm going to eat until that day. So I sit down at my second meal of the day, and then I plan out my dinner and my, whatever I'm going to be having for the rest of the day. So you can see breakfast, lunch, if you can see that. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then whatever I'm having later on towards snacks. So yeah, I'm doing If It Fits Your Macros, I'm doing flexible dieting, but I'm still planning out my meals and eating responsibly. I'm not just eating on the go the whole time and just having whatever I can. I'm planning them out and hitting my macros. So gonna enjoy this, gonna watch some YouTube, and then I will see you in a bit.
Your hands under my pillow, so I sleep. I'm dreaming of you, the music on my feet. I'm obsessed with you in a way I can't believe. When you wipe your tears, do you wipe them just for me?
I hope a trap wears your type, cause I don't have a 9 to 5. I get that your standards high, but I'm not a random guy, I'm different. When I write my rhymes, you say you don't like that line, I'll switch it. You said you don't like my life, you said you don't like my guys, you're tripping.
I followed you today, I was in the car. I wanted to come and see you from above. If you turned around and saw me, I would die. When you wipe your tears, do you wipe them just for me?
Bad one and she photogenic. Instagram got a lot of impressions. She think I'm a G and I don't need love, but I need some thug affection. If I fell off tomorrow, would you still love me? Man, I got 21 questions. In a track with the cat's domestic, she doing lashes, something cosmetic. They shot their shot, she read it, they slid in the DM with something generic. She don't even like going out, got a new outfit but nowhere to wear it. She think that I'm being disloyal when I'm in the street with a couple of killies. You ain't gotta worry about none of these hoes, I'm grown, I'm done with these bitches. Done with these bitches, done with these bitches.
Your hands under my pillow, so I sleep.
Right, so the camera in my battery died, so we're back on the iPhone for this clip. But meal number 3 is going to be 2 low-fat beef burgers from Dunn's, Slimsters, asparagus, some of that curry chip shop stuff from Skinny Food Company, and then 3 slices of dark chocolate, 3 squares of dark chocolate, should I say. Dark chocolate is a godsend for anyone who can't hit their fats or finds it hard to hit their fats. Also have a slice of cheese in each one of them with some barbecue sauce and some mayonnaise. So yeah, I'll put calories and the macros up on the screen now, and I'll see you in a bit. Yo, people, focus. What is happening? So we are back for the final meal of the day, meal number 4. It is exactly 9:34 p.m. So this is meal number 4. Usually I have 5 meals throughout the day and I kind of space them out a bit more evenly, but today I just didn't get a chance and we're just going for 4 meals. But to be honest, that suits me, okay? Like it is kind of more, I suppose, what the total daily intake. Obviously you might run into some digestive issues if you're having too many calories at once, but people live lives and people are busy as well, so sometimes you have to get it in. So for the final meal of the day, what we're having is 110 grams of these bad boys, the white chocolate Weetabix, banging, absolute game changer, with 250 milliliters of almond milk. We are also going for 250 grams of fat-free Liberty yogurt, 65 grams of the Kellogg's no added sugar granola. I also have some toffee flavor drops in there from my protein. Lastly, then we have the salted caramel fiber 1 bar, standard enough. And of course, can't forget, beverage of choice for nighttime is Puka nighttime tea. There you go. So yeah, this is the final meal. As I said, the total calories in this is 1016, 42 grams of protein, 31 grams of fat, and 125 carbohydrates. So that is going to finish us up on 2950 calories with 182 protein, 322 carb, and 92 fat. So you can see 2 grams over on fat, 2 grams over on protein, and a couple of grams short on carbs, but it kind of evens itself out, and that's good enough for me, to be honest, you know what I mean. So I'm happy with that. So yeah, that's it. That's been the full day of eating. Hopefully you get some inspiration from that, because I know full days of eating is something that people always ask me about. Clients are always asking me about meals and ideas and stuff, so hopefully you got something from it. Pick it up in the morning and I'll see you in a bit. Yo, YouTube, so it is the following day. It is the 10th of September. Focus. I'm not used to this camera still. How do I get the focus? There you go. 10th of September and it is 10:38 a.m. So started the morning off with some client work, consultation calls, programming for some clients for this coming week. And yeah, really good start to the day. Just had my meal one there, which you would have seen, same as yesterday, except all I did was I swapped out the bacon medallions and I put in some smoked salmon. And that's the beauty of if it fits your macros. You know, yesterday I felt like bacon, today I felt like salmon. You know, you can have fun with your diet and switch it up while keeping meals relatively the same, and that's just going to be the easiest way to do it. So it's eating like an adult, I suppose. So today we're going, we have a fun day ahead. I am bleaching the hair, which you will see later on. But first of all, I wanted to speak to you about deloads, and it probably is in the title of this video, just because it's something that I have went through the last few weeks. So what is a deload? What is a devolume? All that kind of crack. Basically, when you're training, you are accumulating a large accumulation of fatigue. So you're building up all this fatigue while you're training, and you are going to need to kind of take time off the gym or devolume, so pull your volume down, just so you can kind of recover and give your body kind of what it needs. So it's kind of like taking one step back to take two steps forwards. The best way I think about it, I suppose, is an analogy. So imagine you're like reloading a gun. You have to take time, I suppose, to reload the gun, to place bullets back in the magazine so the gun can fire properly for you to be able to shoot the gun. So imagine them bullets are like your training weeks, and then when you are reloading the magazine, that's like your deload week. And it's a necessity. Look, if you didn't reload, you'd just be shooting blanks. So needs must. Me personally, what happened was, so obviously I did my photo shoot. I had a good kind of 16 weeks of training kind of under my belt then. Kind of took a bit of a devolume week, but because I had so much more food in me post photo shoot, I didn't really notice the signs of fatigue. And I also kind of switched programming and stuff, so I kind of was able to they kind of went under the carpet, you know what I mean? Kind of didn't really notice them. Went to Marbella, my training was kind of a bit kind of all over the place, but I still had a good kind of, 10 weeks of training over there, pretty consistent, relatively consistent, as consistent as you could be relative to where I was, you know what I mean? Then I came home, and then again, it was a change of environment. It was a new gym, new movements, new stimulus, kind of. So I kind of got this new kind of, fresh air nearly, if you know what I mean. I kind of got a new kind of kick up the arse, and my training seemed to hit an all-time high when I came home, and it was so high for so long. But looking back on it, I probably should have deloaded before when I came back from Marbella, because there was a few signs there. But the fact that I was in a new environment, I was back training in the fitness factory, back training with friends and stuff, I wanted to kind of push on, and I was training with clients and all that kind of crack, so I didn't really want to take a break. Training was at an all-time high, and when training is just going so fucking good that you're like, okay, there is a deload coming, there is a devolume coming, and all of a sudden then I just got hit with a fucking wall. It's like I got hit by a bus. I started showing all the signs of a deload, and I really just couldn't kind of, I suppose, flush it out. So the aim of a deload is to flush out the fatigue, is to kind of get you back to where you want to be, and to get your nervous system back, because when you're going into the gym, you're placing the body under a load of stress, and you're basically just frying your nervous system. That's why I say to clients, we want to mitigate any stress you have outside of the gym, and just because we already are placing enough stress on the body within the gym, within our training, within our resistance training. So what happened then was, basically I took a deload, so that was a full 12 days off the gym. Initially it was supposed to be like 5 days, wasn't feeling good. Took a full 12 days off the gym, still wasn't feeling great. So went with a devolume then. So what a devolume is, so deload is like a full, time off the gym, away from the gym, which I needed. Then went with a devolume, and basically what that is, no sets to failure, just back off sets, no 50-50 reps. And it's very frustrating when you come from a style of training where you're bringing every single set there, where you're going all out to failure on every set to go in and do devolume. So I was kind of a bit under the weather with it. I was kind of a bit pissed off the whole thing. But again, it is a necessity. You do need to do it if you want to kind of get back to where you want to be. But yeah, so what was supposed to be a 5-day deload or 5-day devolume actually turned into like a 3.5 weeks without full volume training at all. But then when I came back, I was, my first session back, I had a pull session and I progressed every movement. I was jumping around the gym like I had won a fucking Champions League trophy or something after every set. I say if anyone seen me, they were like, oh, what's going on? But with that then, I just want to kind of go through these signs of a deload and kind of how you can respond to it. So first of all, with a deload, you can be either like proactive or reactive. You can either plan ahead for your deloads. So you can say, right, I'm going to take a deload in 8 weeks time or 8 or 10 weeks time or 12 weeks time. Or you can be reactive. So you can be like, I'm going to take a deload when I need to take a deload. That's kind of what I do. When I notice the signs, I take the deload. Even though they went under the carpet, I suppose, this year we didn't really notice them. This past few months. With being reactive also, I kind of like to give yourself like a range. Okay, so I'm going to deload anywhere from 8 to 12 weeks. It could be 8, it could be 12, it could be 13. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be exactly, but it is kind of good to give yourself a range, because if you are kind of training high intensity and if you are a bit more advanced as well, the more kind of years you have under your belt of training, the more deloads or more often you're going to have to take deloads or devolumes. So what are the signs of the deload? And so first of all, the main obvious one is going to be progression is stalled. So progression in the gym is stalled. I keep looking at the camera. I need to look in the lens. Look at you guys. Progression has stalled. That means reps aren't going up, load isn't going up, can't progressively overload. Recovery is compromised. So what I mean by that is not just your recovery in terms of your body recovering, like as in aches and pains, which is a separate point, but in terms of your sleep. Okay, so my sleep went to shite. Couldn't get good night's sleep, and also my appetite hit the floor. So that's 2 signs of a deload, which I'll put in recovery. Then aches and pains, especially your joints. So for me, like my knee joints were absolutely murdering me. I was trying to walk around and it was so sore. Brain fog, another thing, like even trying to do work in the gym, looking at my logbook and not understanding what I had to do on the day. Just having like bland moments, we'll call them. And then the 5th and final point is going to be just feeling under the weather. And for me, it's not necessarily, getting flus or having a cough or anything like that. It's more like my skin breaks out. And for me, I've been blessed with having relatively good skin all my life. My mum is a beautician, so thank you, ma'am, for looking after my skin. But you know what I mean? Whenever I get spots, I know it's either a case of, right, I ate shite the night before, or I need to deload. And what that is, it's just a build-up of oxidative stress. So skin breaks out and you kind of get some pimples here and there. So yeah, that's kind of the whole scenario with the deload. Your coach should kind of plan it in. You're in for you, or you should kind of let your coach know when you need to deload. I do kind of plan. I do be pretty reactive or proactive, should I say. I'm a bit of both, I suppose, with my clients, to be honest. If a client comes to me and says they need a deload, if they are relatively advanced and if they have a few years of training under their belt, that sound, I know that they can listen to their body. Sometimes if they're a beginner and I can just tell that they're just kind of having DOMs, or they're just kind of looking for a week off the gym. It's kind of about calling a spade and being able to kind of sift through the bullshit. Or I'd also be pretty proactive. So say for a client, if we had like a 12 to 16 week training block and we're transitioning to something new, I'd just give them a deload. Even if they didn't feel like it, I'd say, look, just take it off, because rather take it off now than have to take it off in 2 or 3 weeks time when we're trying to get into the new training block. So yeah, that's pretty much everything got to do with deloads. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and I'm going to get my hair did. You're getting the hair did, so I'm getting the hair did. And not many people get that joke at all, but shout out to you, Matthew Hogan. No, I know Matthew will get it. And yeah, getting the hair done with Liam Maher, and I will bring you along for the spin. So next time you see me, I'll be looking like a Slim Shady motherfucker.
I'm dreaming of you, the roses on my feet. I'm obsessed with you in a way I can't believe. When you wipe your tears, do you wipe them just for me?
I hope a trap boy's your type. Why? Cause I don't have a 9 to 5. I get that your standards high, but I'm not a random guy, I'm different. When I write my rhymes, you say you don't like that line, I'll switch it. You said you don't like my life, you said you don't like my guys, you're tripping. Trap boy's your type. I don't have a 9 to 5. I get that your standards high, but I'm not a random guy, I'm different.
And just like that, Kino Grind is blonde. Just like that. Might do my outro now as well, like. My outro. Right, so that's it for this video. Anyone in Nina who needs a haircut? Liam, what's your Instagram?
Liam Maher hair.
Liam Maher hair.
Come at it.
Come at it. Please like, subscribe, comment, all that YouTuber shit. And see you in the next one.